Well, presenters, welcome back, Coach Tommy. There's never been a player like BOL BOL. Has there or hasn't there? Saw that highlight against the Hawks last night, so decided to check him out some more.
Injuries, lack of a true identity or role, and incremental minutes often coming in garbage time.
Fourth year?
BOL has seemingly found a home starting for the Orlando Magic, and I couldn't possibly have prepared myself for the type of stuff he's doing on the court. As is the nature with young players on tanking teams, they're kind of letting him do whatever he wants, which has not only made him one of the most exciting players to watch this season, but given him an opportunity to showcase some truly valuable skills and flashes that foreshadow what he could one day become.
He's going to be better than his dad if he gets a chance. He's just more athletic, more versatile.
When you hear the name BOL BOL,
7'2", I believe. Wingspan 7'8" or something like
you
that.
probably think of his insane build, and rightfully so, as he stands at 7'2" with an incredibly lengthy 7'8"
There we go.
What jumps out most to me, though, is how well he moves and controls that unique frame. He's very fluid and balanced, which is really noticeable when running the floor in transition. He has real ball handling capabilities, especially from someone of his size, consistently pushing the pace to get downhill, and that much.
It's a weird thing to say, I guess, but I think of the game as like a jungle or the court as a like a watering hole. Where do you eat or where do you drink? BOL BOL, these tall, super lanky guys, they're like giraffes. BOL BOL, I would consider like a giraffe. KD, Porzingis.
Length in the open floor is absolutely devastating. That's because when changing directions or crossing over, with that much momentum, he's able to cover an obscene amount of ground. Like here, where he blows right by D'Angelo Russell, takes one dribble towards the nail to make catch for his hips,
cross
leaving the
jab,
outside angle open for him to just step into. It's so extreme that you'll commonly see him pick up his dribble from as far back as the three-point line and still end the possession with a dunk. And due to those massive strides, he can step around anyone or into tight gaps, showcasing some incredible footwork and nimbleness. It's the same thing in the half court, where he's used like a supersized wing, handling the ball on the perimeter and using his length as a weapon to exaggerate moves.
Great touch off the
in and out and cross.
Not great touch, great feel for the move.
Hesitation dribble as he hunts for an angle, and when O'Neal gives up that left hip, he explodes into that open space with two giant steps that serve as a red carpet to the cup. All he needs is the tiniest window of opportunity, just an inch of room for the.
In basketball, defense comes down to risk management. In offense, it comes down to space management. If you ever fought, boxed, you'll understand space. If you're too close, you're going to get burned. You're going to get knocked out.
Those ridiculous.
The thing with these long guys, if you get too close, I call it a green and a red zone when I'm coaching. If you're constantly in the red zone, you're going to get burned.
All the way to the rim.
Problem is he's 7'2" with long strides. So most guys, if they try to get too close, they're in a red zone. So right here he's green. Okay, when he lets him come a little closer, now he's in a red. As soon as he's touching him, this is extremely red, right? This is burning red.
And take one more step for an easy lay.
Always have to maintain your space.
Making just under 90% of his shots within 3 feet of the basket, the most of any player with at least 50 total attempts.
You're not gonna defend a giraffe with smaller giraffes.
The number remains at about 75%. Just otherworldly efficiency. And it's not like he's being spoon-fed these looks either.
Giraffes are very long with their steps, so you're going to have to get a bull, someone super heavy to push them off, or someone a lot smaller and quicker to cut off their little steps and in between steps.
Not only with how he carves out opportunities on the floor, but with the way he wraps his arm around or through tiny spaces and gets above the rim for finger rolls where he shows off ridiculous touch and feel. He even has a floater game and running hook he can go to from a bit further, adding some versatility to his shot diet.
Anytime, right? You see it kind of with Giannis. Giannis is not really a giraffe. KD is. But anytime this guy gets extremely close, he can just pick it up and Euro right past, right here, right? Get a little collision, right? He's not necessarily beating him. Then he just uses his height, his length, get around. So you gotta use your advantage, but you gotta be smart in how you defend him. Easier said than done. There's not many giraffes in the league, period. So you gotta find somebody quicker and smaller, or somebody much more physical.
On the perimeter, legitimately offering a fair amount of outside shooting and floor spacing. He's capable of pulling up off the dribble from mid-range and beyond the arc.
You gotta make him shoot that stuff until he gets hyper efficient.
Grabbing defensive rebounds, pushing the pace.
Risk management, defensive risk management.
On the run. His release rate is so high.
Shouldn't let him dribble so comfortably. You should try to stunt.
Even if timed perfect.
Should take a lot more risks.
Viable option as a spot up, where you also can't give him any space to explode off the dribble or at closeouts with that length, making him a tough cover. Here he's positioned in the corner with Oubre sliding over to tag the roller. And with that long closeout, he quickly puts the ball down on a drive. And once that baseline position is given up, there's no way of preventing the inevitable. Allowing him to play off the ball and off the catch like this is a great way to utilize his skill set, where he's also a strong cutter and does a great job at following plays to grab
giving up the catch and shoot.
And in either scenario, him
versus too close of a closeout, you gotta dare him to shoot it
as an automatic 2 points. He's even a pretty solid option in the post. He does lack the core strength needed to back down and punish matchups, but he's got a pretty solid finesse game with his back.
It's not core strength, it's just leverage.
Option in the post. He does.
It's just height leverage. Look at this one here. What is that? Kevin Herter. He's just underneath him. There's no way he's gonna move him. His hips are about 6-7 inches higher.
But he's got a pretty solid finesse game with his back to the basket.
And then doing a spin move like that, it takes quite a while to turn over that shoulder. So then you just end up shooting over him using the height.
With his back to the basket, using fadeaways and hooks that again aren't actually.
He would never win in his strength or leverage against anybody like Draymond Green.
Lacking the vision and processing to consistently make reads, but if he sees an opening, he'll make the most out of it, as the feel is very evidently there. Perhaps what's even more intriguing, though, is how his insane physical profile translates to the defensive side of the ball. But before we get into that, I want to give a quick shout out to Bet easily, but I can easily insist. That in 2019, he hasn't yet logged a full.
This is where Luka.
His lack of real game experience is pretty noticeable. It's important to note that despite being drafted in 2019,
Luka can just punk him like that.
Logged a full season's worth of games, and he lacks in some areas you would expect from a young player. He seems relatively lost at times, often late to help.
So look at the quickness.
Worth of games, and he lacks in some areas you would expect.
Remember, your agility and your athleticism will be more exposed on offense. I mean, on defense than offense, right? Defense is all reactionary, okay?
Relatively lost,
and that's where athleticism is more valued.
Sitting in no man's land in the pick and roll.
Offense, you can use angles. You can practice like crazy.
Positioning in the paint hurts his ability to drive attempts away from the rim as a deterrent. When he is in the right spot, though, his rim protection is pretty outstanding. Here he's defending the pick and roll in drop coverage, and when Paolo gets hit by the screen, he's forced to play 1 versus 2. He does a great job at positioning himself to take away any potential passing angle to the roller while remaining close enough to the ball handler to just obliterate an attempt at a floater. That height and length, when paired with his ability to target the ball, make him an incredible shot blocker. So commonly being handle the ball, even when he jumps real late or is flying into the play, and even when he doesn't.
He's gonna have to work on his quick jump a little better.
That's not to say he doesn't still have some issues down low, though, as he mistimes a decent amount of jumps, and his lack of mass or core strength leave him prone to contact. Physicality can throw him off, getting bumped off of spots quite a bit, and he doesn't always close possessions, lacking as a defensive rebounder, especially in traffic. For this reason, Orlando most likes to use him in the role of a rangy forward, covering an insane amount of ground due to his length and mobility, where he can eat up space in the lane and help and recover to the perimeter with ease. He's an extremely good closeout defender.
Corner threes are they're running out of space as these guys get taller and longer. That how fast you have to shoot that corner three since it's closed. They can be underneath the rim and still block a shot even if you shoot it super fast. You got to shoot that thing high and quick.
Jumpers, while having solid enough body control and footwork to contain the ball if they decide to put it down and attack. Look at how he moves his hips back and forth while keeping his feet and hands active to not show.
That's a terrible. Should have just went.
The ball if they decide to put it
All right,
down
one shift. This guy's not turning quick.
He moves his hips back and
Boom, you just gotta go. His foot is still in the air. You should have went already.
forth while keeping his feet and hands active to not show any driving angle, forcing a tough pull-up jumper, which he's able to close the gap on. It's the same thing here, where Curry attacks his top foot, but he quickly shifts his hips and changes angles to remain in front, forcing a step-back three that he blocks before running the floor in transition for a
That was great
wide
defense there.
of his own. They're comfortable letting him consistently defend in space like this time
There's
matching
no space if he's guarding you in the corner.
feet well to keep the ball in front of him at all times.
Look who gets into
not
his
biting
body.
Up fake and getting a hand on the fall away jumper. Even when he is caught off balance or blown by, that length allows him to still make a difference, having an insane ability to recover. These raw tools
wingspan,
cannot
man.
be ignored, as flashes of really strong defensive value are there. But for now, it's just small moments and not yet a consistent product. So with proper discipline and more reps against different types of offensive looks, it'll be interesting to track his development. The same goes for his play on the offensive end, where at times he's almost video game-like in the stuff he pulls off, making it known that there's never been a player like BOL BOL. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like.
Someone like BOL BOL that has the physical talents, he's not polished enough. Even KD in college was killing. If he's going to be a wing player, he needs to polish his shooting like crazy and tighten up his handle if he's going to be wiggling around everybody. Athletically, he's not as twitchy, so he can easily work on a quicker first little bounce or little hop. But he obviously has tons of potential. Maybe this is insight into what Victor Wemby will look like. But Wemby looks a lot more skilled and polished already, just, in what is he, like 17 or 18? Well, BOL BOL, I mean, he's exciting. I'm glad he's getting a chance in Orlando. The Nuggets didn't use him too much. Maybe he's figured out his, attitude problems. 4 years in the league. Hopefully he puts on a little bit more muscle. And with strength and conditioning from all the NBA players, staff and stuff like that, he should be getting better every year. Is he going to be a franchise player? I don't think so. All right, guys, until next time, I'll keep an eye on BOL BOL. Remember to take 14 minutes, 24 seconds, or 1% of your day to get better. Peace.